Title: Maid of Dishonor. A story by Isabel. It began with a ring. A question asked in the middle of a candlelit dinner on a rooftop overlooking the city. Jerry went down on one knee and asked Star to marry him. Tears welled in her eyes. She didn't hesitate. "Yes," she whispered, trembling. "Yes." They kissed as strangers in the restaurant, clapped politely. That night, Star called her best friend Joan. She screamed into the phone with excitement. He proposed. Joan laughed, congratulated her, said she was happy. But when she hung up the phone, her smile slowly faded into a stare. That kind of stare you wear when the world has given someone else everything and left you behind. Star was the girl who got it all. A good man, a church-going fiancé, a dream wedding loading. Even her mother, a respected minister, beamed when Star shared the news. She reminded her daughter to stay pure, to wait. "Don't give yourself until the vow is made," her mother said. "Make heaven proud." So Star made a choice. She told Jerry that she wanted to stay celibate until their wedding night. No sex. Not even a taste. Jerry paused. He loved her, yes, but he was also a man. And it had already been a year, a full year. But he nodded. "I'll wait," he said softly. "For you, I'll wait." On her birthday, they all went out, Star, Jerry, and Joan. The city lights glowed like stars had fallen just for her. They laughed, drank, and danced under the moonlight. At one point, Star excused herself to answer a call from her mother. She had to run quickly to the pharmacy to pick up medication. Before leaving, she turned to Jerry and said, "Please drop Joan off for me. I trust you." He smiled. But as soon as Star walked out, Joan reached for the wine bottle. "One more drink," she said. "Just to celebrate." Jerry hesitated, but poured. What he didn't know was that Joan had already opened the bottle, and she had already dropped something inside. They clinked glasses. He drank. Minutes later, Jerry felt dizzy. He couldn't drive. His vision blurred. Joan said she would take him home. What happened next? Jerry could barely remember. Flickers of movement. A bed. A woman's hands. And then darkness. He woke up the next morning shirtless, confused, and not alone. Joan was lying beside him, wrapped in his sheets. His head throbbed. His heart sank. "What did you do?" he asked. Joan stretched and smiled. "We made love," she whispered. Jerry shook his head, panic rising. "I was drunk. That shouldn't have happened. This wasn't right." Joan rolled over and picked up her phone. "I have the video," she said coldly. "You'll do what I say now. 2 weeks to the wedding." Jerry tried to pretend, to push the guilt away. But Joan kept texting, kept calling, kept reminding him what she had. Then came the threat. "If you don't marry me," she said, "I'll show Star everything." He was drowning. He tried to reach Star, but she was always busy, caught in fittings, menus, flowers, cake. Finally, the night before the wedding, he told her. Everything. From the wine, to the night, to the threats. He even played her the audio recording Joan had sent. You'll leave her at the altar, Jerry, or I'll ruin you. And her. You'll marry me, or I'll burn it all. Star sat quietly, tears streaming down her face, but her eyes were clear. If I cancel this wedding, she said, you'll deserve it. She looked away, then back at him. But I won't, because I know the kind of man you are. You didn't choose her. She drugged you. She exhaled. We end this together. The next day, just an hour before the wedding, Jerry called Joan. I'm ready, he told her. I'll do it. I'll end it during the ceremony. I'll marry you instead. Joan's voice lit up like fire. Finally, she said. I knew you'd come around. She came to the dressing room, heart racing, makeup flawless, dress perfect. She walked in and saw Jerry waiting alone. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me, she said, sauntering up to him. She reached out to touch him, whispered, it's just you and me now. And as she leaned in to kiss him, another voice cut the air. Don't. Joan froze. From behind the curtain, Star stepped out, still in her wedding dress. Fierce, calm, unforgiving. Joan's face cracked. You, she stammered. You betrayed me, Star said. You drugged him, and you lied to me. For what? Joan's voice rose. Her eyes flashed. Because everything always goes to you, Star. You walk into a room and men fall at your feet. Your mother's a minister. I've had to fight for every scrap of attention, every little thing. But not you. You just breathe, and the world hands you gold. Star stepped closer. I would have shared everything with you except my man. And even then, you didn't take him? You stole his moment of weakness and used it to destroy. Joan's voice trembled, full of hatred and pain. You don't deserve him. And suddenly she lunged, straight at Jerry. But before she could reach him, the door burst open. 2 police officers entered, firm and fast. Joan Uma, one said. You are under arrest for assault, blackmail, and sexual coercion. They grabbed her. She screamed. Claude. They kicked. You'll regret this, she shrieked. You think this little fairy tale will last? He'll leave you too. But Star didn't flinch. She simply turned away. The ceremony went on. Quieter than expected, but stronger. When Jerry stood at the altar and said, I do, it wasn't just to love. It was to honesty, to pain, to truth, to healing. And when Star said it back, it was with the calm power of a woman who had been bruised, but not broken. As they kissed, the sun shone through the stained glass window. Love had taken a hit, but it was still standing.